My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to Blueprints. All right, we're going to turn around. We're going to go outside. We're going to go draft ourselves an outside room. I mean, give me the tool shed. I always do like the tool shed as a little bit of a start. Give me a couple of tools to start working with. Maybe the sledgehammer, maybe the shovel. Maybe those two specifically and nothing else, please. Shrine, make an offering, receive an offering, but there's also schoolhouse. Trading post trades items with you. Give me the schoolhouse. I'm going to get a bunch of classrooms. We're going to check out the classrooms. We're going to go to the classrooms. Oh, there's a dig spot in here as well. There's the desk for Herbie. Herbert S. Sinclair, one imagines. Within a timely manner. Ooh, a drawer. Unfortunately, we cannot open. There is the closing address speech of the previous headmaster. That's already been flipped, so we have the gas on. Great. I just wanted to see if maybe there was an apple on the desk or something like that. Maybe something to pick up in that room. There was not, so we'll be heading back into the manor itself. Actually, I'm going to take a very quick, jaunty little detour. So that's not yet open. Nothing here for us to collect. Oh no! This tree is being cut down! The love heart would... We've seen a photo of this area where the tree existed here and there was a love heart on the front, and the love heart obviously had something written in. You know what? I'm gonna guess the reason that the safe code being 9083 is a lie. I'm gonna guess the reason that's a lie is because it's actually the code for out here. That's my guess. I'm gonna give that a go. Let's see. 9083. And then I'm just gonna make absolutely certain that those were the numbers that appeared previously. Otherwise, 9083. Yeah. Dang. All right. That would have been funny. It's a lie because they gave you a code to something else entirely. That is because we know that the note that says the safe code is 9083 is a lie because it is a red memo and it is not handwritten. Additional information in the security area giving us the reason to believe that. All right, now we'll have 40 steps. 10 steps fewer than we usually have, so I definitely need to treat them as a premium. I'll grab my handy little allowance and head out to the left. Hello, pantry and library. Give me the library. And I'm going to fill out a slip. Sightseer's Guide to Reddington. History of Arinda by Caleb Manning. You know what? Gimme. Fixed Stars by Richard Witt. I think that book already exists in a different area. Give me the History of Arinda, yeah. Okay, I don't have to submit this or anything like that. I just mark it in. Cool. Trunk is locked. Nothing else doing in this room at the moment. I didn't see any locations for other items to exist further up, so I'm just going to move on out. Classroom. While drafting in the classroom, you may draw new floor plans one time for each drafting room in the house. Damn, it asks for a requirement I don't have. Oh, this is really unfortunate. All right. I'm going to spawn a mailroom then. I placed an order. I imagine that'll be delivered at some point today and I can come back to look at it. The letter from Dad. Diamondus Minor. Anything new in this room for us to check out? Doesn't look like it. And also, there is no chess piece in this room, importantly. More detailed instructions will be sent by electronic mail to the address client has provided. I feel like I haven't got... I've logged into email, I think. Right? Storeroom, nook or pantry. I don't want to cut off directions. I've got to drop a nook here, unfortunately. And then just keep on moving. Commissary, bedroom. I'll take the bedroom. Apple for me. Literally nothing else doing. Keep going. Hallway, chapel, commissary. I'm going to go chapel. And I need to find... I need to leave through the other entrance hall exit. Because here I have full license. Oh, no. It's another classroom I can't go into. I have full license to end this line. Yeah, 1 key, 1 gem. Woof. Woof. We've got 2 exits out of that chapel, thankfully, but woof. Can I have a classroom, please? Let me go to school. I yearn to learn. There we go. Classroom. Oh, but the den leads out in both directions. This is a classroom run. I'm going to drop the classroom. We're going to go to the classroom. We're going to see things in the classroom. Savvy? Now, so here's the thing, right? We figured out the color puzzle that's implied in this room previously. But we didn't figure out any reason to care about the color puzzle in this room. Like, we're not able to interact with the color puzzle. We know that it gives us enough information to figure out what the colors of the flags are. We just don't have any real way to input our knowledge of the color of the flags. Now, I will say, these up here, as I was going through my notes and collating them, I was looking at the billiards puzzle, and the billiards puzzle says blue is a plus, yellow is a minus, pink is a times, and the final one, I believe, is green, and it's a divide, but that wouldn't even be here yet, right? Because all of those numbers have colors. Here's what I'm saying. Maybe if I run the operations of the color behind the number in order, I will be able to figure out a code. Maybe. So, yellow is minus, so we start with -2. And we times that, we start with -1, then we times that by 2, -2. And then we add 3, 1. And then we minus 4, we're on -3. And then we add 5, 2. We times that by 6, 12. 7 away from it is 5. 8 added to it takes us to 13. And then 13 times 9 is 130 minus 13 is 117. And then plus 10, 127. Now, look, I don't know if that's relevant at all, but it does. It could be. I'm going to start a new page for the classrooms. And then the numbers are 127. Could be entirely irrelevant. Also, like, you know, blue would be negative infinity. Positive infinity, right? If I was actually regarding the fact that it's lying on its side. Grade 1, anything close to this board, maybe? We saw in a timely manner written on a previous board. Nothing doing, nothing in the bottom thing there. All right, yeah, again, I think basically I'm going to need future classrooms to actually be able to input anything I've learned in this one. Corridor's always left unlocked. Parlor and corridor. Yeah, I'm going to hit the parlor so that I can get some gems. Every box is black. Lie. Every box contains gems. Lie. The statement on one of the other two boxes would be true if you replaced the word every with this. So they are both currently lies. But this has to be true because both of these are currently lies. So this is assigned as a truth, which means we can take this to be fact. Statement on one of the other boxes. So this says every box contains gems. We know that to be false. This says, wait, hang on. The statement. What? Okay. Every box can't contain gems. Not possible. Every box can't be black. Not possible. So this has to be true. But this says the statement on one of the other two boxes would be true if you replaced the word every with the word this. So if this said, this box contains gems. Oh, right. Yeah, got it. This box contains gems is true. Because this box is black is false. So this has to be the one that would be true if we swapped it. Gems, please. Thank yous. Gimme class. Spare bedroom, corridor. We'll go for the spare bedroom. Oh, thank you for that orange. Hallway storeroom. Yeah, definitely can't terminate anything here, so we'll be taking the hallway, rather. Already wound the foundation down. Classroom. Unfortunately, that would brick us. That would brick us. That would brick us. They will all brick us. All right, I'm going into the classroom again. I think I will start another day. 13 minutes is too short for an episode. It's not possible. Oh, mathematic worksheet. Yes. This follows exactly how I would have imagined, right? The blues are plus, yellows are minus. So yes, this actually does relate these numbers in the classrooms directly to the billiards puzzle. Very useful. Hang on. Pink can't be multiply. At least not in the classrooms. So 2 plus 5 is 7, plus 4 plus 9 is 13. That makes sense. 7, 3 is 2. Oh, right. Yeah. That gotta be wrong. Right. Yes. So if 5 of these are correct, we know that the blue one, those are all correct, right? We imagine the minus to the yellow to be minus. If we're following the billiards puzzle. So then correct. Wrong. Correct. Which means all of the rest of these have to be wrong. And yeah, 7 times 3 would not be that. Yeah, got it. Oh, it's the same numbers up the top there. Well, that's handy. We have... I mean, it is literally what I figured out. 127, right? Like, hang on. Looking for the interact. There we are. Okay, so this should be 7. This should be 13. 4. I mean, I'm just going to do the unique ones, right? So if this is the multiplier that we think it is, because the divide is green, right? Yeah. Then we have a 4 down here, 12, 6 by 1 and then 3, 18. Okay, yeah, let's just look at some other sheets and see whether or not that ends up being relevant. I think it is. Grade 2, nothing additional on the board. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, this pretty much just proves our case. This person got 2 things wrong, and I think it's this one, another one. It's not relevant. Oh, really? Really? Buddy, come on. I knew that. I figured it out from the thing. You didn't need to tell me that. Heavy-handed. But that does mean that this adds up to the 127 that I was talking about. -1 times by 2. -2 plus 3 to 1. 4. -3 plus 5. Positive 2 times 12. Hang on, this is getting different. 12 minus 7 down to 5. Never mind, it's the same. Plus 5, plus 8, 13. And 13, 9, 117, and then plus 10, 127. Yeah, it's still absolutely 127. I don't really know how I can tell the game that I know 127 is a result of something. And also, we don't have anywhere we can really do anything right now. I'm going to head back to the mailroom just in case something's been delivered for me over the course of the day. And then I think we're immediately going to start a new day. I wasn't trying to brick myself off here. I just ended up being bricked off here, okay? There's a completely difference between the two. I mean, at least we've also got the library giving us another book tomorrow. Could be relevant. But no, nothing's arrived in the mailroom. Oh, a package will be delivered here the day after drafting this room. Never mind. Delivery comes tomorrow. So that's what today was. Today was just setup. We got a little bit more information by visiting stuff outside, and we set ourselves up for a better tomorrow. I'm going to call this one a day. Architect's Cottage. Yep. 37 steps taken, 0 items found. It's not exactly what I was looking for. It's okay. I think an under 20-minute day. Gotta go again after that. I think that's gonna be my rule of thumb for the series. Of course, can't start a run without heading back out to the yard. Honestly, if they do give me classrooms, I'm gonna do it again. I need to go through them. There's 8 classrooms added to the pool. I've only seen grades 1 and 2. I don't think spawning the tomb again is necessary right now. I'm gonna go, ooh, shovel. Yes. It's a run. We have the shovel. We also have the metal detector. That's not relevant. But we do have the shovel. All right. Give me gems and green rooms. I am ready to dig. I can't just block this side with a closet immediately. Maybe I can block with the storeroom, though. Gives me a key and a gem, which otherwise I don't have access to. I don't want these to be terminates, but, like, you're not really giving me too much of a choice. Den, perfect. An early gem and another coin for us as well. And alongside that, we even get to open adjacencies. Oh, a locksmith. Gem requirement of 1. I've never been to the locksmith before, but also the pantry does have 4 gold. But also, how often do I need 4 gold? Is that a thing that I'm constantly not having? I constantly have too much money, and sometimes I have too few keys. So this will give me the opportunity to pair those off against one another. Special key. Lockpick kit. 5 gold for 1 key, 12 gold for 3 keys, 8 for a special key, which I need, and the lockpick kit. That special key seems like it's going to be pretty important. I don't need to tell you where I think that special key is going to go, right? We together. We know. I can already head into the entrance hall from the entrance, or to the top left space from the entrance hall, so I'm just going to get the kitchen rather than spawning a chapel there. Tomato soup. 5 for each red room in the house. Club sandwich gives 15 steps. Good. I'll have somewhere to spend my money. Now it's additionally worthwhile to get more money. That's it for this kitchen at the moment. Wait a second. Okay, no chess piece in the kitchen. That's it for the kitchen for the moment. Is this observatory headed out in the right direction? Yes, but unfortunately I can't get it. Alright, I guess I'm gonna go to the mail room. I don't have the gems for the observatory. Sinker Company, 2 gems and a sleeping mask from K. Thompson. Thank you kindly. First time you enter each bedroom with a sleep mask, gain 5. That's going to be super handy now with our additional spare bedroom. Used to be a spare hallway, now it's a bedroom. Come on, directions. Oh boy. Only one of these doesn't terminate. Spare bedroom. There's some additional steps for us. I'll take that. Key, thank you. That key, sorry, that coin. Chapel has 2 additional directions to go in. That's what we're looking for. Oh, right, of course. There's no metal detector going off in this room. I don't need to check it so thorough. Oh, wait a second. I have 8 gold right now, right? You know what costs 8 gold? No? But it's... we just... it's a special key. Remember? Excuse me? Thank you. The prism key. If you unlock a door with the prism key in a green room, a hallway, a bedroom, a red room, or a shop, you will draw floor plans of that same color. That is not what I wanted. I don't have a good reason to suspect that the prism key will be able to open the room at the foundation. Oh no, I went in the wrong room. Oh no, I wasted 2 steps. Yeah, no reason to suspect that. Granted, I'll try it, given the opportunity. You can't make me pay gold if I don't have it, sucker! Drawing room. There is security. Drawing. Give me the drawing, I guess. At least I'll have the ability to re-choose my exits from this room. Study. After drafting, you may spend gems to redraw floor plan while drafting. Sorry, not after drafting. Well, all of these are going to terminate. So I'm going to take the parlor so that I can get my cute little gems. All 3 statements are false. That itself is false. 2 statements are false. Could be true or false. The gems are in a box with a false statement. Could be true or false. Okay. Well. This says 2 statements are false. If we believe this is true, then this is false. Yes, that's true. And this would also have to be false. Which means the gems are in a box with a true statement, which means the gems are in this box. Now, if we assume 2 statements are false is false, we know that this still has to be false just by the rules of the game. And if this was false, then it is the other false statement, which means that this would then be true. And this says the gems are in a box with a false statement, which would be either of the other 2, but it doesn't give me enough information to specify which of the other 2 it would be, which means this is ambiguous, which means it's not true, which means this can't be true about both, or rather this, I mean, if this was, if these were, but no, I created a paradox, that's my bad. If these were both false, then this would have to be true. Only all 3 of them being false, which is not possible, or one of them being false, would make this false. And if one of them's false, then this would have to be false. Okay, yeah, it's the original solution. Which was, this is false. This could be either, wait, I had it solved and then I unsolved it. Gems are in a box with a false statement. This is true, this is true. No, this can't be true. So this is false. This is false, and then that... Wait, hang on! Whoa, which one of they are in there? I figured it out, and then I unfigured it out, and I unfigured it out. Has to be false. This can be true if this is also false. And if this is false, the gems are in a box with a true statement, which would be the white one. Okay, that was it. Yoink. Alright, and then back about our journey. Again, chapel, you can't take any money from me because I don't have any money. Hallway, pantry, and laboratory. I do want additional gold, admittedly, but also I want as many open spaces as I can get because I know how easily things can terminate. Courtyard. Conference room. Conference room, whenever items would be spread throughout the house, they are placed instead. I'm going to be taking the courtyard. It's going to give me 2 additional gems. There's going to be a dig spot. I got a dig for a couple of coins. Oh, and a sledgehammer. Now we can unlock locked trunks. Beautiful. And that's a shame. No second digging spot. There's often a second digging spot here. Oh no. I haven't found a way to get through keycard doors yet. I could be blocked. Don't block me. Boudoir, nook, or bedroom. Bedroom gives us the ability to possibly get into the foundation with another join. So I will be taking it. Pantry, corridor, and nursery. Unfortunately, none of these allow me to actually get into the foundation. Corridor opens the most opportunities for me to still get there. West Wing Hall, perfect. Thank you. 2 additional directions open. This door is locked. Use special key. I'll use my normal key, thank you. Security, and it would... Oh, that's perfect. Security, and it would open multiple additional open spaces for us. Now, security... Oh, no, I don't have the breaker yet. Oh. There's a coin out there that I haven't gotten. Is it in this room? Yeah. Yeah. Alright. There's our foundation. I don't think the prism key is going to be able to open that, but I do feel obliged to test it. Let's set the offline mode to unlocked. I'll come back and set that to... Well, actually, hang on. Set security level. We'll set it to low, and I'll come back and set that to high as soon as I have the ability to bypass keycards. Oh, right, I forgot about the diggy spots in. Unremarkable rock. It wasn't worth digging up. A rather dirty coin. Again, we saw an item spawn down here the first time we came down, so... It is our duty to check. And also the prism room thing, which I imagine not to be relevant, but... look, again, duty to check. He doesn't fit. Damn. Up we go. It's the key to the it's 100% the key to the secret garden, right? Secret garden under the estate. That would make sense. It'd be pretty secret. Who's expecting it there? Oh, observatory, and it leads back in a direction I do want to go. Office is also there, but I didn't get the conference room earlier. Yeah, it's got to be observatory. You can't give me the observatory and expect I'm not going to click the observatory. Farmer's apple. Apples are extra delicious today. Cool. I get the opportunity to fix stars. Okay, we've seen... This book is available from the library, but I don't need to get it there. I just wanted to confirm that was the fixed star. Oh, vault! No! Oh, but the nook does lean down in a direction I still haven't been able to go. Commissary has items for sale. Items which I imagine possibly include an apple, but also the pantry literally has money, and then also an apple a lot of the time. So I'm going to take that first. And then after that, we can take a terminating step. There we go. Oh, nursery. Whenever you draft a bedroom, gain 5. Neat. Library. I don't know if I need that. Give me the nursery. Drafting bedrooms gives us foots. I like it. Oh. Something's hiding in this room. Where are you keeping it? Ah, okay. Yes. Better to have than not. Oh, I didn't even notice you there, buddy. Crack you open and get 2 ivory dice as well as 4 more monies. So we headed out to the security and then West Wing Hall. I don't need another hallway from here, so I'm just going to open the usual way. There is another exit to the courtyard, but that... I can't even remember if that was a key card that it required, but even if it wasn't, I think the commissary is a better choice for me right now. Okay, yep. I'm gonna fulfill my obligation to track what we are with or without in this room. We are previously with a mountain peak and without peas in a pod. We are now with grains? Reeds? And against clouds. Raining. Upgrade disc. Set of gems for 10. Gimme that. I need that. And I'll be back for that upgrade disc as soon as I have the money for it. Utility closet, dining room. Dining room? This is a pretty good time for a dining room. I'm getting pretty close to rank 8. There's an office or a billiard room. Office. Opportunity to earn and spread money. You know what? Gimme. I've never gotten the office yet. Ooh, we've got a left pointing hand. I don't know if that's necessarily relevant. But there is also the hand pointing downwards in the den. Alright, one of you is Herbert S. Sinclair, the other one of you is not. No problems. I've correctly identified they are not the same figure. Lady Epson, which would make you not Herbert. Who's the other one? Hang on. Let me pull up my trusty screenshots. Simon. Simon H. Sinclair is this one. Who I believe is directly our grandfather. That's what we call a king, baby, in chess. That thing up there, that's a king. So there was a king in the office. Excellent. That is the camera, the sinker camera that we saw earlier. Doesn't look like there's additional information just ambiently in the environment. Oh, upgrade disc. Yes, please. Input for the upgrade disc. Immediately, yes, please. Also, the antechamber lever in the greenhouse. Okay, there is a lever to the antechamber. It's in the greenhouse. It's broken, and that happens before and also now. I don't think there is enough time to put in another work order just before Simon arrives, so make sure the west and east levers are operational. Again, and then west is all in lowercase and east is in uppercase. That's strange. Aha. Here we have the sink Inkwell. That's got to be Mary. We can tell because she's a writer. Welcome to Mount Holly Home Office. Run payroll. After running this process, checks will be placed in each staff member's room. This includes the servant quarters and maid's chamber currently on the estate. I will be doing that after I get those. Spread gold in the estate. Office can facilitate a moderate distribution of coins withdrawn from the staff incentives program. These coins are spread, distributed in a number of rooms currently active throughout the estate. I'll do that now. Function successful. Let me log into the network with a good old swan song. I don't think I can access my emails from this room. Maybe, I believe. Maybe. Give me my emails. Let me read those emails. Electronic. Yes, we can indeed. Alrighty then. Let's go from the oldest to the newest. From DC Power, RE fuse box repair. This was sent on the 5:30 on the 5th of November. No, 5th of October, rather. The VAC indicator lights installed per instructions have been turned on. However, it must be noted that the white indicator is only displayed after syncing all 6 indicators to purple. If this is not the desired functionality, let us know and we will fix the regular service within a week. Gabe, DC Power. From muck to changes to the estate.
Dear Herbert, we just wanted to let you know that the changes you've requested your will be implemented and notarized. If your premonition, God forbid, should bear fruit, rest assured that your plans will be executed down to the last detail. Maguire, McKinley, and McDougal.
Makes full sense. Interesting, he had a premonition that he was going to die. He knew. This is a return to DC. Got it.
Gabe, yes, that is the correct functionality. Also, when you are here next week, please test that the correct sequence is off, blue, green, white, red, and then purple. Thank you for due diligence on this project, H.S. Sinclair.
That is off, blue, green, white, red, und purple. Perfect. I've been waiting for that information. And Babbage. Sir, you have not left me any instructions for the following week, and you know how much I hate leaving critical plans up until the last minute. As soon as you decide on definite plans for the holidays, please pass a message on to me, either through Hartley, who is valeting for you this weekend, or, if you absolutely insist, through this confounded electronic typewriter, Anne Babbage. Right, so he had not kept Anne abreast of the fact that he was going to die. I've taken a second there to write down the relevant information that we've just learned. None of the rest of this requires me. Excellent. Let's upgrade a room as well. Come on. Ooh, parlor. Yes. Oh, I already like this room. Oh, 3 key prize. 2 wind-up keys? What? 3 gem prize is just 1 more gem, right? Like, it's not, you don't get the 2 gems and then also a prize, like 3 additional gems, I'm guessing. That would be very generous. 2 wind-up keys, literally just so that we can be wrong? What? No. I haven't been wrong in the parlor once. Speaking of, funeral parlor. Gem prize is equal to the red rooms in your house. If you open an empty box in the funeral parlor, lose 30 steps.
Absolutely.
We make the parlor into a red room. We spawn it. We don't have to immediately do it. We can spawn all of the other red rooms that we want before we go back to that parlor. Hell yeah. Right, that's the note about the antechamber, and let's... Oh, obviously, I'm kidding. I just wanted to give... I just wanted that little moment of panic. There's a drawer here already open. What to heck? Hello. We appear to have... Interesting. Spawned a new safe there. Before I do anything else, though, let's read this note.
Bridget, please check if any books matching the titles are available for purchase in REDACTED. Flight of the Queen, March of the Count, Fall of the Lord, Passing of the Barons, Herrings of the Magi. Had a little trouble reading the Baron's writing, so I am not sure if the last title is intended to be Hearings or Herrings, but I know Herbert. Knowing Herbert, rather, I suspect either would be suitable.
Flight of the Queen, March of the Count, Fall of the Lord, Passing of the Barons, Herrings of the Major, and March of the Count is black in text, while the rest of the titles are red. March of the Count. Okay, so the final is always it's always of the, and then like a role in aristocracy or military, I guess. Flight, March, Fall, Passing, and Hearings. The Flight of the Queen could also be described as the disappearance of Mary, maybe? The Flight of the Queen. Then the March of the Count. I'm not entirely certain who that would be. We don't have a count, as far as I can see, in the family tree. The Fall of the Lord, there is Lord William Epsom, so we do have a lord in our family tree. Then Passing of the Barons, that would be Thomas Sinclair. And I guess at a certain point, Herbert H. Sinclair, and then Herrings of the Major. Don't understand why that would be relevant at all. It's right next to this switch that reveals a safe over there, so one imagines it to be related to the safe, but in what way? How does this translate to numbers? Six letters, 5 letters, 4 letters. Passing is 7, and herring and hearing. I suspect either would be suitable. I imagine either means that because herring and hearings are the same length, that is why either would be suitable. In which case, like, from top to bottom, we have Flight of the Queen with 6 letters, March with 5, Fall with 4, Passing with 7, and then Hearings with 8. Now, what way should those be ordered, and why does it matter that March of the Count is in black? A naive inspection would be the code for the safe is 6, 5, 4, 7, 8. Let's try that. 6, 5, 4, 7, 8. Enter. Nothing's doing. So then that would tend to suggest that these are to be reordered, and that the order of them would give us our information. Now, they are ranks in a hierarchy. We don't necessarily know who the major in our family would be. So I don't feel like it's related to the family tree. I feel like it's related to their position in aristocracy. Now, here's the thing. What is the position of the major in an aristocracy? Like, hierarchy, the aristocracy. Show me, like, yeah, Duke, Marquess, Earl, Viscount, Baron, etc. Are we going, like, rank in peerage? Is that seriously what we're doing? In which case, where do I find the peerage ranks ranked? Because it really feels like that's information that should be in the game, but is not in the game, so... Or maybe I haven't found it in the game. It is in the game, I just don't have it. Okay, so Queen obviously would be the highest. It looks like Count is next. And then Baron, and then Lord. And the thing is, Major is not listed in the noble titles on wiki.medieval Europe. Yeah, I where is Major considered a rank here? I can't find one that considers Major to be a appropriate rank of this. Let me get back to you in a sec. Okay, look, try as I might, I was not capable of finding anything related to Major. Which actually... it makes me feel like maybe it's literally a red herring. Maybe there's no entry for Major. In which case, the entries in order would be Queen... we said it before. Queen... Count, Baron, Lord. So let's go 6, 5, 7, 4. Six, 5, 7, 4. Enter. Okay. I'm also going to try that with Major at the end. 6, 5, 7, 4. And then a military rank at the end. Nothing doing, nothing doing. This is literally like a huge assumption, though, that flight is like the length of the word is what we're looking for here. That said, they do have unique lengths, and herring or hearing both being the same seems like it means that the relevant part of it is the length of the word rather than what the actual word itself is. The Flight of the Queen. Herrings of the Major. This might just be related to the dates, right? So the Flight of the Queen occurs on... what day do I have tracked for that? on February 21st, 1987. The March of the Count. That's the difficult one, because it seems to suggest that that's the one that is relevant to me. The March of the Count. But I don't know anything about Flight of the Queen. Maybe that's the death of Lady Clara, actually. Flight of the Queen. It could be either Mary going away or that. Fall of the Lord, Passing of the Barons. I honestly don't feel like I have enough information to be able to figure this out yet. I'm trying pretty hard, though. March of the Count. Yep. I'm afraid I don't have enough information for this. That's okay. We'll have the opportunity to come back to this room. Yep. 9083 doesn't work still. Just checking in case it's changed. Well, all right. Running out of keys, but thankfully I've got a locksmith back in the other direction. Garrigy. I don't dislike that. No. We got to go to the library. I checked out a book, you see. Magnifying glass. Thank you. Interesting. So Mary Jones, her name was still Mary Jones at that point in time. Maybe her name wasn't ever Mary Epson. I thought it was. It would make a lot of sense. Detmon Margle. You took it out 2 times, separated by a number of months. Interesting. Von Margle also took out Swimbird on the same day as the first one there, but then came back to check this out again later. Interesting. The History of Orindia, 2nd edition. This book was reviewed and cleared for publication by the Fen Ari's Central Board of Education and has been edited to conform to our department standards, including the omission of sections deemed inaccurate or unsuitable for public dissemination. Okay, we live in a police state. I mean, I didn't expect that to find anything there. Oh. Interesting. Forward. Something, the name used to designate the realms of the Eastern Waters. Something is no longer something known to the average citizen, something of the older generation, something. Something we must something permit our leaders to enjoin us to abandon something our past something. Interestingly, we can have a little peruse, but we're not going to get a huge, yet we must. Something. I'm not going to be able to really discern the text behind that, unfortunately. If I had a guess, maybe I would be able to confirm it. Quick look at that crown. Also, I've got the magnifying glass. I should head to magnifying glass situations. I might be able to figure out those words, though. Number 1, Agera. Most historians mark the beginning of the First Era, often denoted as Agera, as the ascension of the first king, whose name, Oris, would later grace the burgeoning township in which he was crowned. Horus was known before his coronation as a prominent merchant lord of considerable means and affluence, whose sway in the region made him the ideal candidate for the unification of the surrounding provinces. Regrettably, history is not always forthcoming, and the surviving records of those bygone days are mostly limited to trade agreements and sale receipts. Nevertheless, we can deduce from these ledgers that Horus had but one aim: expansion. The territories spread forth from the heart of Horus, and by the end of the 1st century, the... something. Damn. Orindia something be seen. Okay, I'm not really going to be able to tell anything about this, unfortunately. A new kingdom was born, and then I imagine that's Orindia. Is with the text there at the bottom. Chapter 2, Second Era. It was the 4th king, something, who split the vast domain into 3 equal shares, 3 realms for his 3 children. To the eldest, he granted the fields and the mountains of his great-grandfather, the middle province and the heartspring of the kingdom. The eldest accepted the gift. And again, not enough information to really tell what any of those words are, unfortunately. To the youngest, he bestowed upon him the realm of Arc Ares, the land of the northern storms, a wild and untamed expanse which at the time was not as developed, but a good deal more vast than the elder brother's lot. And to his middle child, his only daughter, he gifted her the southern region of Araja, a land steeped in tradition. It doesn't look like there's anything to zoom in on, but sometimes zooming in has revealed additional detail that was not on the zoom out, so it's worth checking. Chapter 3. I already know what these are. These are the 3 different flags that we now know the colors of. The 3rd era. As a 2nd era drew to the close, the 3 sovereign realms had achieved a period of remarkable progress and prosperity. Each of these distinct regions, ruled by their respective sibling monarchs, had blossomed, cultivating the bountiful resources of their lands, and developed a unique character and culture that set them apart from one another. Despite these differences, the sibling monarchs managed to maintain friendly relations throughout their lives, and were known for their cooperation in matters of trade and transportation. The succeeding generations of their heirs continued that tradition, and the 3rd era was defined by words. Damn. Oh. Hopes, or something like that, maybe is the final word. Again, can't really tell. Commerce between the 3 realms, further strengthening their bond and laying the foundation for the promise of a prosperous and bright future. And the censored of these flags here is the flag of the V, which would have been orange. And that's the Heartland, which was given to Arc Ares is northern, southern, so the eldest has that Heartland. I will quickly track that. The north are the youngest. The eldest has the Heartlands. And the middle child was the southern region. Perfect. Oh, there's a note folded in here. Let's grab that out first. Baron Sinclair, thank you so much for your investigation with our department in this investigation. Your cooperation, rather, with our department in this investigation. We know our presence is never convenient, especially for someone of your social status, so it means all the more that you're not only tolerant, but willing to aid our efforts in getting this business done as quickly as quietly as possible. We are returning with this letter and the book you lent us, though I must confess it was not as much help as I'd hoped. I had heard that your library of rare and restricted books was quite extensive, and I was told by a reliable source that if a first edition and uncensored copy of the history of Oringia could be found, it would likely be found within the Baron's own collection. Perhaps I was misinformed. Still, part of me thinks that maybe you've given me a censored copy as a jest, a taste, if you will, for the bureaucrat of their own medicine. If that is the case, then I will say, well done, fair play. And perhaps on my next visit, we'll have a laugh about this after you've given me the actual manuscript. Until then, Detective Bon Morgul, Redguard. Interesting. So the Redguard don't necessarily know the history of the kingdom, at least the uncensored history of the kingdom. They don't have access to it. That would suggest that despite the fact that this person is acting as a detective, they are not a state actor. If they were, one would imagine they would otherwise already have access to this information without having to go through a Baron Sinclair. Wait, I can't even just pick that up? I just don't get the look at the words behind it? Oh. Chapter 4, Fourth Era. As the kingdom, something, ended the Fourth Era, a different kind of ruler took the reins of power. King Desilets III was... King was often seen drinking, a sight that shocked not only the gentry of the court, but the masses as well. As the king... something, 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 no one, something to move. Ving. They only had to censor half of that. Ving Castle and Court, overjoyed by this, were becoming those that viewed unbecoming of his... I imagine this is saying, people were pretty happy when he died. Dude sucked, is all of the stuff that was taken out of the previous. These voices planted the seed of revolution, which took root in blah, 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 the grand city of Fen. Oh, never mind. We can actually page through it. Desilets was renowned as the king of something. No one when he made the decision to move something, 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 moving Castle and Court behind, leaving Castle and Court behind. The people were overjoyed by this choice, and something, something were those that viewed the king's conduct to be unbecoming of his station, something, something, common folk. Good lord. Chapter 5, Era of Ruin. After the passing of King Desilets III, the Fourth Era came to an abrupt end. Thankfully, the king died. Full stop. No more words. On the very next day, the 6th of October, Prince Learson of Fen declared himself the true monarch. This declaration was bolstered by a something number of supporters due to the fact that Desilets IV shared something little of his virtues. I imagine Desilets IV shared many vices with his brother and little of his virtues. As the prospect of civil war seemed inevitable, the realm's regiments were hastily recalled from frontiers to stamp out and put an end to the Fensurrection. However, instead of a restoring order, what ensued was a savage and merciless campaign against their own people. The gardens of Fen, once a center of splendor, were transformed into a battlefield as the cries of the innocent echoed through the city's streets, stained in red. Morning Bay. Interesting. The pacification of Fen. The brutality of the pacification of Fen did not go unnoticed by neighbors. As sympathy for the city surged, allies came forward to lend support. Among them was the general of the North Regiment, who, sickened by barbaric actions of other battalions, joined forces with Prince Learson to form a formidable army. Together, they leveraged their political influence and favors to persuade the nearby realms of Arcaris and Nuance to join their cause. So does that make Arcaris I mean, we knew Arc Errors was above. But that means the land to the south is called Nuance? However, even with the tide turning in their favor, victory did not come easy. The War of the Fifth Era lasted 22 long years and saw buried 1 in every 3 men. Prince Learson himself added another number to the casualties. However, in death he had won. Horus had fallen, and with it the realm. The black flags were flown for 5 eras, that had flown for 5 eras were burned, and in their place, red banners were hoisted in honor of the fallen of Fen. The few remaining members of the former royal family fled in fear of their lives to the south, forever exiled. Chapter 6. The Current Era. Today, the realms inherited by the 3, Fen Eras, Arc Eras, and Araja. Oh, right, of course. Nuance. Nearby realms of Arc Eras and Nuance. So Nuance is a different realm. Of course it was Araja. I already knew that. Once again stand united as allies. Though the distance between our peoples has grown, our connection to this land remains as strong as ever. The spruce and birch that span across our realms serve as a constant reminder that we all share a common past. And again, not enough information behind those sentences to really read. For this is, despite everything else, a land rich in history, a land of myth and wonder, a land that sprung forth from the greatest empire the world has ever seen, the land of our fathers, of our mothers, and of our children. The something, something, something. And then just one word at the very end that has been cut out. Damn. Unfortunate for us, but that's okay. We learned a lot. I'm just going to very quickly do myself in the future a wee bit of a favor. So that I don't have to check this book out again in order to have all of the available information from it. All right. We've even still got another exit to this library. We've got more we can do. I'm going to use my special key. Because I don't want to have to go all the way down to the locksmith in order to get anything and then come back up here. Like, I feel like that's a huge waste of my time. Especially because if we open this next room, I can... What do you mean it doesn't fit? No! Wait. Commissary, do you have a key for sale? You're much nearer. I really wanted to save up for those upgrades. I don't even have enough money for a key! Oh, no. Alright, I'm gonna have to try and leave through the courtyard. I think that's asking for a... I think the courtyard is asking me... Oh. Ah, right, yes, the office added coins to other rooms. Maybe I can rely on that to help me out. Yeah, I thought that was a key card. That's a problem for us. I don't want to have to go back through the chapel. That's how I lose my money and don't have keys. Here's my gambit. I'm gambling that a coin has been added to one of these rooms and it hasn't. Damn, I'm screwed. This room, please? Please? What if I asked one more time? Okay, that's 10. That's a key. That gives us the ability to go into the other room. I'm gonna... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8. Literally, I run out right before the dining room. Ah, why? I can hardly claim that I didn't get a large amount of information in this run, though, so how mad am I really going to be? There's a possibility this room gives me some additional steps, makes it easier for us. Launder currencies. I don't really have anything to launder. Combine inventory to create new items. No, I'm going to redraw. Music room. 1 major key, 1 minor key. Yeah, that tracks. That would be a new room. I'd get some new information. I'd get a major key and a minor key, and I wouldn't really be able to do too much around it. Gimme. Dinner is served. 1, 2, 3 spaces away. I have 2 footprints is the reason that. I wanted to go. I've got it. Now I have it. Let me go downstairs. Oh. Hello. We found the 8th page of this. Find here within these first words sung, the key you seek in major tongue, but half the sheets are missing from the 4 you hold, the rest far flung. A half note held is quite the pun. Among this scattered symphony, a message hidden beneath the keys, in bold words sung by you and me. First words. A fractured note, an urgent plea. In bold words sung, I do repeat. The ones of you who oft assume that you alone can solve this tune are likely going to get your due and all the rage that will ensue. While working on this simple clue, white pages lined with melodies do hide the words we've come to seek. And from our choice, among all these, we write down one that seems to be the loudest type with ink that bleeds. Right, so first words on the... And we know that the bolded word on the other thing was letter. So it's first words on the something, something, something letter. I imagine it's got to be one of the letters that is delivered to us available every single day, if that is the case. There's only a couple of letters that I can think of that are available every day. Oh. Denoted in verse. And that's a treble clef. And then it says the words denoted in verse. Denoted in verse. Okay. I have to tell you, I know that the notes can translate into letters. I know. If it's the case that I need to know musical notation and then read all of these, specifically the treble clef line, as it seems to be the one noted, I'm going to be mad about it. I'm not going to test that on camera. That seems like a really, really slow idea. So I'm going to let that be how it is for the moment. And then if I can do anything about it in the future, we'll encounter that then. I'm going to work on the fact that the bold letters are what I need to pay attention to. That seems easy. Bunk room? I do have a nursery. That gives me extra footsteps. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, I can go in. Hell yeah. No one's feeding this hamster, but it's still alive. Absolute champion. Thank you for the 4 coins. The Trinsdale mystery. We know that there was a bombing in Trinsdale in real life. Total Severa, nothing there. Presumably something's written under there as well, but I can't look at that one. Ooh. Today, yes, we saw this on the first day. But we didn't look across. Today's a good day because Simon is at camp and he is not as much fun as my friends. I will not have to share my toys. I will not have to share my room. I will not have to share my snacks. Having a younger brother is not as much fun as they told me it would be, but today will be a good day because he is at camp. Herbie is mean and really stupid, and today's a good day because I threw away his airplane. I also had more fun at camp than he had in his entire life. Today is a good day because I got my brother in trouble for reading my private journal without my permission and writing mean things in it too. He also threw away my model airplane in the bushes outside. Bushes outside. But I got it back, and if he does it again, he will not get to go to the park on Friday, and I will make sure he gets no presents for his birthday. Today, if he does not. Okay, that doesn't mean anything. I don't need any presents because I have my brother's book because he won't stop writing about me, and today is a good day because I know when he cries. I know he cries when he can't find his book even though he is older. He is a crybaby. Today is a good day because today my brother returns from college and I finally get to return to him the book I took from him long, long ago. Hopefully you find it as hilarious as I do. I honestly have no idea how we survived sharing a room. All things being said, I wouldn't have it any other way. I still would rather if we had a sister. Rather have had a sister, rather. Congrats on the diploma and welcome home, Simon. Doesn't look like there's anything worth zooming in on here, but I will pop a couple photos of those, just in case they happen to be relevant in the future. Get 'em, buddy. Keeping fit. Camp Colonel. Interesting. Camp Colonel. And that's where the Barons both went. Both Baron Sinclair, both Barons Sinclair. Baron Simon H. Sinclair and Herbert S. Sinclair. I got so many steps now. Where'd I get all these steps from? I feel like I'm possibly luxuriating in them. Look, I know where I got a couple of this. Ah, sleeping mask and nursery stacked both atop one another. That'll do it. Time for a lemon glazed salmon. Actually, hang on. It'll give me more if I have an aquarium, and I will put down an aquarium if I get an aquarium. That needs a key card, which I don't have. Okay, literally I can't do anything anyway. In order to get the ability to go to other rooms, I needed to go to the bunk bed, which also blocked off my ability to generate other rooms to go to. Without a key card, I guess. I'm gonna have dinner, but I would need a lot more money right now in order to actually do something. Food for sale, not relevant. We could get keys from the locksmith, but that's irrelevant as well. The commissary is really the last place where I can actually use things. I mean, secret garden key, we can go test if that's in the ground. I want enough gold for an upgrade disc, and then to use the upgrade disc, that would be my ideal. Alas, I don't have that. Security goes through the foundation. Come on. I have the secret garden key. This is a very secret location for a garden. Reward me, please. This is exactly what I wanted, and now all the things have lined up. Oh, I'm gonna go up to that door and it's gonna say, yeah, sorry, actually, no. No! I needed that. Well, at least now I know the secret garden key is not for the basement. I imagine it might be something like a basement key that's more relevant to that situation. Let's go down to the observatory direction, which then terminates in the nursery. There is nothing in the interim that we can take advantage of. Security doesn't have anything we can take advantage of. The stars have made apples more useful today, which gave us realistically some steps that actually ended up mattering, giving us the ability to check out some more locations. But yeah, the fact that the courtyard is leading out into an area I can't explore, and the fact that I'm not going to be able to find like another 11 coins just sitting about the place does mean, unfortunately, we're going to have to terminate here. We got a lot of additional information from the office itself as a space. Also upgraded the funeral parlor, checked out a couple of different keys in the foundation. I can't be too mad about this. In fact, I'd even say I'm quite happy about it, but I will be calling it a day. I don't have anywhere I can check these in. It's such a shame to lose so many materials. Well, it was so much equipment, rather. I didn't have many materials. That actually, it felt like I managed the resources a little bit better in that run. Granted, I had a lot of steps left and didn't really get to use those. Went to 3 new rooms, learned a little bit more about the estate and its history, as well as the state and its history. I'm going to hit save and continue, and then I'm going to say something like, my name has been Rhapsody, the name of the game has been Blueprints. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves. Top left is a series playlist from my content to the game past, present, and future. YouTube recommendations down below, streaming past, and the names of the people generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays, and above the thanked in. A special thanks to this episode to Nick Starfield. Hopefully you'll have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.